Hello and welcome to the News at 10 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adigunloye. The headlines. Jet pilots safely eject and professionally prevent casualties. Nigerian Air Force post-inspection test on jet crash indicates. ECOWAS Parliament reports recommends establishment of standby counter-terrorism force.
The Commission continued its commitment towards addressing political and governance challenges in the region.
On 16 days activism against gender-based violence, advocates adopt power of creative expression to raise awareness. An Alpha Jet aircraft belonging to the Nigerian Air Force has crashed a few kilometers away from Karabonde town in Burgu local government area of Niger State. The Nigerian Air Force confirmed the incident, commending the exceptional bravery and professionalism of its Alpha Jet pilots who safely ejected following an in-flight emergency during a post-inspection functional check. Flight on 6 December 2025 at the Nigerian Air Force Base Kainji. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, indicates that shortly after takeoff, the aircraft developed an emergency, prompting the pilots to act swiftly and with remarkable composure. They expertly maneuvered the aircraft away from populated areas before executing a safe ejection. The crew is currently undergoing routine medical evaluation. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Kelvin Anike, has praised the pilots for their courage, discipline and sound judgments, which prevented loss of life, directing the immediate constitution of a board of inquiry to investigate the incident. The National Institute for Security Studies has graduated participants of the Executive Intelligence Management Course 18. Francis Fom reports that the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, challenged fresh calls of high-level security and intelligence leaders for Nigeria and the African continent to rise above institutional silos and serve as apostles of synergy.
After 10 months of rigorous academic work, strategic analysis, and policy engagement, participants were formally pronounced fellows of the Institute by the Commandant, marking the successful completion of the Institute's flagship program.
I confer on you this day the fellowship of the Security Institute, FSI. Congratulations. In a democracy.
The Defense Minister and the DG of the DSS described the graduates as strategic national assets, stressing that their certificates represent not just academic achievement, but trust, responsibility, and a mandate for national transformation.
The nation expects much from you as you return to your duty posts. Be the change agents, be the innovators, be the leaders who will leverage intelligence to foresee challenges, manage risk and create opportunities for a more secure, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria.
Apply the knowledge, networks and perspectives gained here to foster greater interagency collaboration, to think critically and to act decisively for the greater good of Nigeria and Africa.
The course focused on the theme, non-state actors in security management in Africa, issues, challenges and prospects for peace and development. Speakers praised President Bola Tinubu's unwavering support for strengthening Nigeria's security and intelligence framework, describing it as critical to the Institute's capacity-building mission.
Let us commit boldly, courageously, and decisively to building a nation where security is assured, development is inclusive, and peace is permanent.
We have a war to win, and we must win.
The Executive Intelligence Management Course 18 comprised of 78 participants, including 7 officers from the 7 African countries, drawn from the military, paramilitary, law enforcement, and key public institutions. With this graduation, the Institute has produced over 1,000 strategic leaders, reinforcing its status as Nigeria's famous security and intelligence think tank. Francis from NTA News.
Staying with security, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, has called on the military to redouble efforts in restoring peace across the country by taking the fight directly to bandits and terrorists. The Chief of Army Staff gave the directive during the passing out parade and pipping ceremony of cadets of the Executive Commission Course 2 2025 at the Nigerian School of Infantry, Jaji. Haruna Mohammed reports.
Bulamabu Parade Ground Jaji came alive as families, senior officers and invited guests gathered to witness the passing out of the Executive Commission Course 2/2025. Reviewing officer and the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, inspects the parade satisfied with the high standard of training displayed by the cadets. General Shaibu, in his address, congratulated the newly commissioned officers, reminding them that their elevation comes with greater responsibility, discipline, and loyalty to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and urged them to lead by example, uphold professionalism, and remain committed to the ongoing counter-terrorism and internal security operations across the country.
I charge you all to stand by the oath you will take, carry out your respective duties with determination and empathy, while upholding the core values of the Nigerian Army.
Highlights of the event include pay stick and silent drills depicting discipline, mental alertness, demonstrating agility and mission success. The symbolic pipping and oath of allegiance administered to the cadets officially marked their transition from the training with a charge to stay alert and ensure the defeat of the enemies of peace across troubled parts of the country.
With this commissioning, the Nigerian Army has added up to its manpower and leadership base as the officers prepare to take up positions at units and formations nationwide.
The Chief of Army Staff also commissioned the Department of Land Warfare or Gaming Center, Jaji, to complement tactical planning of the military operations. Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Governors elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress say they are keen on people-centered governance, strengthening security and promoting unity across the country. They made this pledge as they concluded a two-day strategic meeting of the Progressive Governors Forum in Lagos. Joyken Abakoya reports.
Hosted by Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and chaired by the Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, APC governors gathered in Lagos for a two-day meeting to review the nation's political, economic and security situation and strengthen alignment with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
The Progressive Governors Forum commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his steadfast commitment to stabilizing the economy, strengthening national security, and laying the foundation of a sustainable growth through the renewed hope agenda. The forum noted ongoing efforts at food security, power sector improvement, transport and infrastructure upgrades, social investment and support for productive enterprises, and pledged to align state policies to maximize the benefits of these reforms for citizens in every ward.
On security, the forum applauded improved coordination among security agencies and resolved to strengthen community-based security structures, intelligence gathering, and early response mechanism across states.
Governors reiterated that safety of lives and property remains a non-negotiable obligation of government. The forum resolved to continue strengthening community-based security initiatives, intelligence gathering, conflict prevention mechanisms, and support for victims of violence and disaster. The forum underscores the importance of social cohesion, interfaith harmony, and interethnic understanding, and urged all the leaders to use their voices and platforms to promote unity, moderation and respect, while isolating criminality and hate speech.
The progressive governors expressed confidence in Nigeria's future and urged citizens to remain peaceful and hopeful as the year draws to a close. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakuya, NTA News.
The Economic Community of West African States Commission has reaffirmed commitments to creating a standby force of 1,650 strong counter-terrorism brigade, in line with the directives of the authority. President of the Commission, Umar Aliu Ture, stated this while presenting the report on the state of the community at the ongoing ECOWAS Parliament's second ordinary session in Abuja. Mohamed Rabiu Ali reports.
What was categorized from the global perspective to Africa and West African context, focusing on the economy, security, and political crisis. Fiscal and debt dynamic indicates the deficit, which is expected to widen due to rising security expenditure, subsidy pressure, and public debt. Turning to peace and security, President Omar Toure emphasized on preventive diplomacy, mediation, democratic consolidation, and support for inclusive governance in line with the evolution of security and dynamics within the community.
The Commission continued its commitment towards addressing political and governance challenges in the region, while supporting member states in their electoral processes. It also managed the broader implications of the withdrawal of Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger from ECOWAS.
Lending their voice on the report, members of the parliament spoke on early warning of crisis in the region, community levy, and irregular migration, among other contending issues.
Today, we are faced with the situation in Guinea-Bissau, a ceremony in which Mr. Imbalo was defeated in an election and turned power over to the military, and the people in Guinea-Bissau are suffering. One of our colleagues here today, when his name was called for roll, he was marked absent because as he checked in at the airport to depart to come for this session to be with us, he was arrested by the military because he was opposition.
My concern here is, and my question to you is, what plan do we have with our own bank to open an agricultural bank for our farmers in Africa?
The session was presided by the Speaker Memunatu Ibrahima as the Parliament continues with other activities marking its silver jubilee. In Abuja, Mohamed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
In other news, in a renewed commitment to strengthening livestock facilities for economic growth and prosperity, the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, has toured some industry assets in Enugu State with a view to reviving them and unlocking new economic opportunities. Yusuf Jika reports that this is one of the latest efforts of the ministry on reviving livestock facilities across the country.
Facilities visited by the Minister of Livestock Development include 847 hectares Adada Cattle Multiplication Center and 26.2 Upeje Pig Center with a stock capacity of 3,000 established 43 years ago. The dormant and unutilized assets are said to be neglected for lack of political will to harness the potential inherent in the industry, which is now being gradually addressed under the renewed hope agenda.
It's a bit sad that we've let that facility to go fallow, in spite of the glaring shortages we have in terms of the supply of animal protein. However, we've seen the facility, we've already done an evaluation of the facility. We know the worth of that facility, and we are coming up with the business model to revive that project.
Our people are happy seeing the federal government coming back to their facility, which once also highlighted this community as a center where cattle is being ranched, where productivity takes place, where people get employment.
Adada Cattle Multiplication Center Enugu is rich in water and grasses capable of transforming the livestock industry.
And this channel flows right inside the Adada Cattle Multiplication Center of 840,046 hectares that we have seen. What can be a better combination? Nothing else. For me, this is paradise yet to be discovered.
The minister emphasized that the ministry is set for practical and field-based engagement, discover the potential, and create the environment for public-private collaboration. In Enugu, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
News at 10 on NTA News 24. More reports after this break. Stay with us.
Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections. Classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million Naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year.
Tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Erisco tomato paste and products. 100% natural tomato. Better food na correct. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount. Erisco tomato paste, taste of Nigeria.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. As the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence reaches day 12, Africa's leading voices on inclusion and Child's Rights Africa Women Conference are also increasing the voice to ending digital abuse against women and girls across the continent and to create a culture where everyone is safe, valued and free from violence. Olusheye Adegbo reports that the advocacy resonated during a sideline engagement at the recently concluded AWC 2025 in Accra, Ghana.
A statement from the United Nations Women, the organization warns that as technology increasingly shapes daily human interactions, it is simultaneously being weaponized in new and disturbing ways to harm women and girls.
Stop it. Unite to end digital violence against all women and girls.
The campaign signature is orange, a bright and hopeful symbol representing a future free from violence against women and girls.
Virtual attack is no longer virtual, it is real and require urgent public safety issue for the safety of women and girls in Nigeria. What I can advise is that the campaign should go beyond the 16 days window to ensure that it continues so that we keep gathering the momentum, because through this campaign, over 30,000 victims have been able to get support.
In alignment with the 2025 16 days of activism, the African Women Conference assembled gender advocates from across the continent.
who raised deep concern about the growing threats of digital violence.
At AWC, we believe that government must treat online violence the same way they treat offline violence. Investment must be made in digital education so that our women and girls will ensure that they have all the necessary information to report, because without this crime being reported, it is difficult for people to get the support that they need.
Unite with our mothers and fathers to stop digital violence.
Aisha Audu added a voice to the growing campaign to end all forms of violence against women across the continent of Africa. The Boundless Crusade by Africa Women Conference has immeasurably complemented the quest for gender rights and equity in the continent. Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, artists, filmmakers and storytellers are lending their voices to the fight against gender-based violence, using the power of creative expression to raise awareness and spark dialogue. At this year's Beta Art Festival, participants gathered for an interactive session with the theme Connected Voices. The forum brought together key stakeholders who examined fresh strategies for preventing gender-based violence, with particular attention on the growing threat of cyberbullying.
Of survivors, when we create spaces for dialogue, and when we use our platform to advocate for change, we take concrete steps towards a more equitable society.
Not just the creative, but the creative and cultural sector. These sectors are sectors that pull in a lot of people and can be used to change societal norms, to change attitudes and behaviors for better.
So for me, I believe that, when you're talking about ending gender-based violence, how do you tell the story to a normal person who believes that, oh, boys don't cry and women are meant to cry? How do you interpret violence to someone who doesn't understand online-based violence? How do you use skits? How do you use, narratives that shape those nomenclatures? And I think that's a very powerful tool that Nigeria needs to explore.
We have over 10 African countries who are participating this year, and we hope that it's going to continue to grow. But apart from that, we also have industry sessions where we equip people in the creative industry with opportunities. And some of such sessions are, we're having AI as a creative collaborator.
The session was organised in partnership with the National Assembly Library, reinforcing the role of arts, education and public institutions in driving social change. The Reclaim Her Global Summit has brought together visionary women entrepreneurs to harness collaboration and drive impact. The summit, part of the 16 Days of Activism 2025, celebrates women making a difference in their communities and beyond. Shehu Mohammed Datti reports.
With a focus on the theme, Raising a Generation that Rejects Silence and Embraces Talent, the summit serves as a platform for women to connect, learn and grow together, exploring the power of women's voices and the impact of collaboration on driving positive change.
And when I eventually found my voice, I saw it as a way to use my pain and trauma as a stepping stone to help other women. It's not for me to stay in that trauma. And that is what led to my organization, Better Bell Foundation, where I provide free education to over 400 children, also daily meals and psychosocial support. And also, it bets this summit you are seeing, so that we'll ensure that no woman is silenced. This summit came about to ensure that women speak up, they own their truth, they speak, they tell the truth, they own their truth, and they ensure that they own their story.
The finalists advocated for women to rise, be productive, and voice against reluctance and reliance for survival.
The essence of this summit is for women to understand and own themselves. That as an individual, when you know yourself and you can really present yourself as an individual, if violence is coming to you, you can resist it, because we are all humans before gender comes to play.
It's not about just feminism in itself or gathering women to become disobedient to their husbands. No, we're looking at women that are able to say no to violence and also to make them understand that they have a choice.
The participants' takeaway is about choosing for themselves beyond societal expectations. Every woman has a voice, a story, and a future. Women need to stand to achieve success. In Abuja, Show Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
The National Orientation Agency says the media, traditional and religious institutions, healthcare providers, civil societies and citizens should collaborate to ensure widespread knowledge and acceptance of measles and rubella vaccines. This was at a one-day town hall meeting away from the city centre held in Ibiono Ibom Local Government's Council Hall, Akwa Ibom State. Etieno Ibanga reports.
The National Orientation Agency, in conjunction with National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and Center for Wellbeing and Integrated Nutrition Solutions, intensified campaigns on measles rubella vaccine introduction in Nigeria at the grassroots. Here, the state director of NOA, Mpotom, notes that the vaccines are safe and effective, and that vaccination is the most effective way to prevent measles, rubella, and other childhood killer diseases.
All Nigerian residents in this section of the country to please support and cooperate with government to eradicate this sickness before it becomes a scourge.
Stakeholders say that every child deserves a healthy start in life, and as such, vaccination is not only a personal choice, but a community responsibility.
As we launch the campaign next year, it's going to be free. Our vaccination teams will move from community to schools and to administer this.
We want to achieve success and ensure that our children don't suffer a disease that we can prevent.
The government, through the State Primary Health Care Board, is introducing the measles and rubella vaccine for all children from 9 months to 14 years. The exercise is expected to commence on February 4, 2026 at various health facilities offering routine immunizations and outreach posts across the state. Etienne Ibanga, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thank you for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.